back at Hawaii Real, and I have with me my great friend, Kevin, the Wolfman Sunada.
What's up, folks?
And Kevin, you are a sound and design engineer.
Correct.
Over in Waimalu?
Yep.
Okay, tell me about that. What does that entail, and what's all the goods about that? What's cool?
Want to put sound, let's say, I'm actually doing a lot for schools, and a lot of schools are aging, so they're upgrading their AV systems
Okay.
in their quote-unquote cafetoriums.
Are you doing like public school or private school?
Mostly public.
Okay.
Mostly public. We do some private, but
Okay.
right now, it seems like the schools are really into like upgrading their facilities for the kids.
Sure.
So, yeah, a lot of like dual-use facilities, so AV and projection in cafeterias. So, and it's basically design work. You present it with a problem, this is what we want to do, try and come up with a low budget solution that fits within everybody's budget.
What's like the big problems that the public schools are having with integrating sound and stuff?
No money.
No money. So you're trying to do it at a budget.
Yeah, so it's basically getting creative. It's actually kind of fun. Okay, we need to fill sound in this cafeteria,
Okay.
but we have only X amount of money. What can you do for us? It's about basically finding the right fit and the right product
Okay.
for the schools. It's actually kind of boring.
It's boring.
It's a fun challenge, but when it comes down to it, it's speakers.
Well, how'd you get started in that?
In all honesty, hi-fi audio. So when I was a kid, loved my records, loved my record player.
Because you're a huge music aficionado kind of guy.
Yep.
You just love music.
Love music, and actually from that parlayed into being a DJ. DJ'd for years. And
What?
years and
You're a
years.
DJ.
Say again?
You're a DJ.
No, retired.
Retired DJ.
Retired. Got to hang out the headphones when you have kids. the hours were
Sure.
killer. So now that I have a child, hung up the headphones.
How come, man? Can't find time. I mean, do you still like play around with it and hobby and stuff, or what?
It's kind of hard, actually. No,
Did you get rid of all your equipment and everything?
no. I'll never get rid of it. I think it's one of those things where staying out to 2 a.m.
Yeah.
and getting up the next day and being functional and doing kid activities. Yeah.
It doesn't
happening.
jive, man. No, I feel you. So, single dad?
Single dad, but it takes a village, so grandma helps out.
Grandma
a
does.
tremendous amount.
Grandma Sunada. Oh, miss her cooking.
Yeah.
Is she coming back out to camp?
I'm going to try and convince her, but she seems to be enjoying her time away. That's like the golden weekend for her.
Okay.
But yeah, I think this year I'll convince her to come out for one night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great, man. Being like a single dad, what like challenges that you had encounter? Like, is it scheduling, or is it just not being able to do the things that you want to do, or is it just amazing? Like,
It's actually a little both. It's actually just finding the time. It's a lot of scheduling. Like school ends at 2:30, and I'm definitely not done my work at 2:30. So, like I said, it takes a village. Thank God for grandma.
yeah.
And it's basically squeezing the time in, and by the time I get home, I'm kind of burnt. So
So it's good to have someone there that's gonna cook dinner and stuff like
Yeah,
that, so you can
like-
come home to that.
take care of the small things, and I spend some time with her. But yeah, it's challenging, but I'm not the only single parent out there doing it.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So when you were DJing, what kind of did you DJ professionally?
I don't know if there is such a thing as professional.
You know what I mean? Like, did you get hired to go to parties and throw do the music and stuff like that?
Actually, just mostly residencies. So the W when it was happening.
Okay.
So W's on Friday and Sanse and the Wave and what have you. And then that eventually parlayed into like the sound thing. So I was engineer at the Lotus Soundbar for a while in Waikiki until they closed down, and now they're IMP. Rest in peace. But
So when you took a look at something like this studio that we're doing the podcast out of, what kind of pops out in your head? The echo.
in all honesty, it's the room is not made for what we're doing.
It's totally not. It's totally not. It's got this high ceiling that I can't find a way to get rid of that echo.
In all honesty, it comes down to money. You can do anything if you have the money for it. But and that's what most people are trying to do. They're trying to make something into something that it's not. And unfortunately, It's gonna take a little bit of money, but I mean, you've done a pretty good job with.
Yeah, I'm loving
what
these
you have.
microphones. So the microphones don't pick up too much of that echo.
Yeah.
It's like I can hear it on the headphones because it's residual coming out from outside, but on the recording, yeah, it's
So
not,
on
it's not
playback,
bad.
it's good.
I'm
Nice.
liking it.
Well, I mean, essentially this is what I do. Like try and make it work on a budget. So, yeah, but you seem to have done a good job.
What were you doing today?
Cracking out design for a school and UH,
UH now, huh?
the aquatic center.
Oh, okay.
Revamping their sound system.
Okay, and that's for like all the announcements and everything when they're doing races and stuff?
Yeah, essentially. And it's just, again, aging system, 12 years old-ish. Everything's rusting out because it's a pool and,
Makes sense. Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's, when places are built, that's when they have all the money. But when it comes to the refurbishment or the upgrades, that's when I think everybody runs into problems just because it's definitely not cheap.
We have a lot of job vacancies and stuff, and they're hard to fill. We'll put the job vacancy out in the job in an ad or something, and we'll get like 1 or 2 people applying for that job. Like the people just aren't looking for city and county jobs, or they're just not looking for jobs. Period. I don't know what it is, and it's throughout the whole scope of like all the city and county jobs that I've seen, and who applies for them and whatnot. So I've had to hire several people for the job that I'm taking care of. And in all of those instances, there was only just a couple of interviewees, a couple of applicants that I had to interview.
And did they qualify?
Yeah. I mean, I filled the positions, but it was hard to fill those positions.
Yeah, I figured it'd be the opposite.
No, it's not. It's like people have jobs or whatever, and they're not looking to get a city and county job. Because like the real advantage of the city and county job is the benefits, the hours, the union, and retirement. But the pay is not that great. The pay kind of sucks.
Yeah,
for the civilians, anyways.
Yeah.
There's a lot of instances where civilians come to work for the police department, get trained up, maybe they get sent away to the mainland for training, come back, have all this knowledge and everything, and then go get a job in the mainland and move away for a lot better paying job. Like you see that happening quite often in like the high tech skilled positions. And it's almost like what we get left with is the people that don't know the job as well as maybe these other people who left.
I just think the pay in Hawaii overall, and if you compare that to cost of living here,
Sucks.
There's a huge disparity there. It's city and county. Yeah, you're right. It's benefits, but your wages are not that good. I've looked.
Like I'm all for Governor Ige, putting forward the minimum wage. It's like go for it, because that means everybody at the bottom, the city and county and the state workers, they're making below minimum wage. They're making below $15 an hour. So you bump that up to $15 an hour, you're going to have to give all of them raises.
Yeah. It just moves the bar a little bit higher for everybody.
Yeah. And now because it's all tiered, right? So everybody's tier goes up. If the guy at the bottom goes up, everybody else got to go up too. So I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know.
No, it'll be nice, but...
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, but even at $15 an hour, that's still pretty harsh to survive here.
It is. But you're looking at $15 an hour for entry level kind of stuff. So I think, you're going to work at McDonald's. That's not your career. Sorry, but that's a starter. $15 an hour is good. That's more than I made when I was in college, working at the warehouses. I worked at FedEx in Las Vegas, just loading trucks, unloading the ones that came in at the end of the day. All the delivery vans, unloading those, and then loading all the packages into like those 40-foot long container trucks. Like 130 degrees inside there, man.
Not
it was
fun.
cooking. It was cooking. Yeah, those are fun days though.
Yeah, getting on in years. I hear you.
I couldn't do that now. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's funny. I DJ my way through college.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you went to UH?
Yep, went to UH.
And what high school you go?
Kaiser.
So Kaiser, then UH. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was Kamehameha and then UNLV.
Nice. You went away.
Yeah, Vegas boy.
Yeah, I think going away is where it's at.
I think so too. I think kids get stuck on the island, on the rock. They don't experience the mainland for what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
And actually living there, going there to visit, especially people that just go to Vegas and don't really travel around the country and look at, all the sights and sounds and there's different ways to do things. And I think in Hawaii we see like it's kind of pigeonholed.
It's insular. Your lack is, for lack of better terms, I agree. It's kind of one dimensional that you don't necessarily have the perspective of like there's a larger world out there beyond the island.
Yeah. And you just look like things like the rail. Like people are all up in arms, either they're for it or they're against it. And the people that are against it, they don't like, the construction and all this stuff. But you look at mainland cities, a lot of those, they've had them since, the 70s and 80s, and it works. And it's part of everyday life, having these mass transportation kind of things. Now, whether or not they did it right or wrong,
they see
when
that
they did it,
that's what it's about.
That's the kicker, right? But actually having some kind of mass transportation here in Hawaii, we needed it.
No, granted, I just think it was mismanaged.
Totally.
But to tie those two together, I lived in New York for about 4 years, and the most amazing thing, and it just changes the way you view things. And
were you in the city?
Yep. Well, Brooklyn. But train every day, the most wonderful thing ever.
Did you even own a car?
I did not own a car.
Right.
I very rarely took cabs. Like it's convenient.
I mean, you're talking about people that, when people are talking about like reducing carbon emissions and saving fossil fuels and stuff like that, not, taking care of the environment and whatnot, but then not wanting to go to like mass transportation. Like they still want to drive their own car, still want to drive their big trucks.
Yeah, no,
and stuff. And it's
agree.
Like, okay, man, you guys gotta give and take. You can't just say everybody else reduce your carbon footprint, but not me. I don't want to reduce my carbon footprint. It's like, come on, man.
I think when the rail's finished, it's gonna get used.
It is.
It's gonna get used.
I wholeheartedly. How much income it brings in, I don't know. But when all the people that come in from the west side in the morning, when you're driving in that traffic and you see those buses coming in with standing room only, I mean, there's people that are wanting to take mass transportation to town.
Yeah, agreed. And I think once the pain factor is done, once the construction is done and we're starting to pay the bill and people start using it, everybody will shut up.
Yeah. I think because it's not for our generation.
Oh, no, definitely.
It's for our kids. It's for the population that is in elementary and middle school now. That's who's going to be using it most.
Yeah, definitely.
And beyond that. It's not for us because we're set in our ways. We're set in our cars. Sorry. I'm not giving up my car.
Yeah, no, it's kind of hard. I love driving.
We love our cars. We're Americans. Sorry.
Yeah, no, true that.
When I was in Singapore, it's super expensive to own a car there. Just to buy a car, have it shipped there, and then the registration is like $10,000 a year.
Oof.
It's like, wow. So you have these really wealthy people that have like Toyota Corollas.
And it costs them an arm and a leg.
And it costs them an arm and a leg, right? And then you have the super wealthy people driving Lamborghinis and Ferraris and stuff like that. But what I didn't see when I was in Singapore, any electric or hybrid vehicles. Zero.
That makes no sense.
It makes no sense. But when you think about it, well, Singapore is next to Indonesia. They have all the gas, all the fuel coming in from there. So fuel is really inexpensive. Number one. Number two, they're looking at upgrading their populations. China, India, Indonesia. They're not about looking at reducing their carbon emissions or the carbon footprint because they're not there yet with their population. They're still trying to get their population pulled out of poverty.
Yeah.
So they're not even there yet. And when you look at places like Singapore, where people say, hey, it's so clean, so clean, so clean. Yes, it's kind of clean. There's no trash all over the place. And yeah, things are organized pretty well. But the air quality there when we went there was like LA, downtown LA in the 80s. Yeah, it was total smog. Like the sun's setting at like, it's not even setting, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and the sky is all orange from the haze and stuff. And it's like, that's what you're living in. You know, you just see the cars driving by and there's like brown smoke coming out the tailpipe.
Yeah. It's one of the things where it's hard. We're a developed country, and yeah, you're right. It's about second world emerging to a first world, and they want to have their car just like we had our cars. And it's kind of difficult because, in all honesty, the environment's kind of going to pot.
They'll get there eventually. You know, I'm all about reducing pollution and stuff like that. So yeah, when I see places like Singapore, that's just it's pretty much a developed country, but they are lacking on their green energy, renewable energy, and stuff like that. They're just trying to push forward with their economy. You know, they're trying to build up their economy at the expense of the environment. Does that sound right?
Yeah, no, that's kind of where it's at.
And the United States, we're kind of our economy's already there. We're good, and now we can start focusing on dialing it back and taking care of the environment and whatnot. I think that's where we're at, and I think that's where our children are at, and that's what they're kind of learning in school and stuff. And it's good to see, you know, and I'm looking forward to in the future is like having that great economy and the environmental sustainability together. And I want to see them go to the moon and go to Mars and all this stuff.
Yeah, no, that would be nice. And you know, I think if everybody else doesn't start doing it, I think we've reached the point where the pushback environmentally is just going to force everybody's hand. I think we're just at a tipping point right now where it's just going to start affecting us more and more. And yeah, as far as even resources like peak oil, stuff like that, like I think we've taken as much as we can based on our current, I guess, technology, for lack of better terminology. I think, yeah, oil, gas, it's just going to get more and more expensive to the point where even if you want to drive, gas is going to be really expensive in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, with fracking, like we're getting desperate.
Yeah.
To extract natural resources.
Depends who you talk to, because some are, you know, some information you get from people that talk about fracking in areas like Texas, Oklahoma, all the way up through Alaska is like, no, if we do fracking and we're extracting the oil from the rocks, we have like hundreds of years worth of oil as opposed to just pumping it out. But at what expense? Like, what does fracking do to the ground, to the environment? You know, earthquakes.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't know. I'm the first person to admit. But I think it's energy in and energy out. The amount of energy you expend to extract the oil or gas or what have you. It's the ratio is getting, when it's 1-to-1, it's lose money. And I think eventually the energy needed to extract the oil and or gas is just going to be almost 1-to-1, and yeah, we're going to be forced to look for other resources.
But are you going to give up your car?
That's that's the thing. Like, I'm all for solar, I'm all for everything, but the one thing
you love your car.
The one thing you know what? I would, if public transport was viable for where I live, I would, but I would not give up my car because I would drive it on the weekends.
That's another thing about public transportation here in Hawaii is like, there are a lot of buses, right? But do they go everywhere? Okay, yeah, they do, but how timely are they?
Yeah, because they're going to be stuck in the same traffic that the cars are stuck in. And
right, and you hear like horror stories of people having to take the bus from like the west side into town, but then they take it into town and they have to get off the bus and get on another bus and then get on a different bus, and it takes them like 3 hours to get to wherever they're going. Yeah. Whereas if they drove, it'd be like 45 minutes to an hour. So it's like tripling the time just because they're on a bus. And it's like,
in that way, I think the rail thing is a little half baked. I think if they looked at other cities, I think light rail would have actually been easier to implement, cheaper to implement.
What kind is that?
Just like on street level,
Like trolleys and stuff?
yeah, like similar to a trolley. Like
Yeah.
instead of metal on metal, it'll be rubber on. Well, no, it actually could be metal on metal, but just it wouldn't be elevated. It would be at street level.
Kind of like San Francisco.
Yeah, like a little bit easier to implement versus a.
It's interesting to see, like, you bring that up, and there's like old pictures of downtown Honolulu, Chinatown, and there's trolleys. It's like, where did that go? Why did we get away from that?
Yeah.
And now we're going back to that kind of technology, because we've just gotten so big as a population that, where we once thought that, hey, no, everybody be driving cars, to now, oh shit, everybody's driving cars.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I just think, yeah, we went for the big ticket item first, when I think light rail could have alleviated, like, you can come in from the east side to town on light rail, would have been quicker to implement, and then get people used to the fact of commuting by train, and then implement the rail system that they're doing now. But that is purely my opinion. I'm not a public transport expert.
And it's already said and done because they're building it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good for the workers. There's a lot of it. They brought in a lot of jobs.
Yeah, that it did. It did. But how much of that money is going to stay in the island?
That I don't know. I mean, that's like a whole big issue too, right? How much investment money goes into construction projects and whatnot, or into the people that learn trades and people that are going to UH and learning professional skills. How much of that how much are we investing in the next generation, and how much of them are going to stay here? Are we investing in these youths and they're just going to leave? What's going to happen? I don't know. Because price of housing is not going down at any time soon. I firmly believe that my kids will not stay unless for some reason they are really wealthy. But I do not anticipate that they'll have the same kind of lifestyle that I have.
Yeah.
Having 2 jobs, living with in-laws, and thankful for all of that, but just not being able to afford my own house.
Yeah, no, I'm of the opinion that my daughter, unfortunately, I don't know she'll be able to live here.
Yeah,
and maintain some sort of decent standard of living.
Yeah, because if you look at like how much the cost of living is just going up and up and up, and
because minimum wage, like the wages are not.
Income is kind of stagnant.
Yeah, it's flatlining. So yeah, I'm in agreement with you there.
Yeah, so I think that my kids will be in the mainland, and they'll retire and go to the mainland wherever they are and be close to them.
No, so I agree.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, it's hard because I feel like I'm getting priced out of Hawaii as well.
Yep.
It's the way it is. I have a cousin in Texas, nice 4-bedroom house, 2,400 square feet under roof, 170,000, and decent sized lot, like 170,000. You can't even get a studio here for that.
Yeah, you see these high rises coming up in Kaka'ako and stuff, and it's like affordable housing units starting off at $400,000. Like, that's not how many bedrooms? It's a studio. It's like, come on, man. You gotta find a person that lives by themselves to live in a studio, no family, for $400,000. Like, who are these people that are buying these places?
Yeah,
I don't know. Lawyers, high paying professionals. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not this guy.
Hawaii's not for Hawaiians anymore.
No. It used to be not for Hawaiians, and now it's becoming not for, locals at all.
Yeah.
How's your health there, Kevin?
You know what?
I gotta get closer to the mic, though.
Lately I realized I gotta go to the doctor.
Oh.
I don't have a primary care physician. I haven't been to the doctor in like 15 years. And my mom's been nagging me. I'm like, yeah, maybe I gotta just get a physician and just get a checkup.
Yeah, because it's like, Kevin, you have no idea what's going on with you.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, do that, please.
I have young guy syndrome. I just still think I'm 26 and just going at it. And yeah.
I'm kind of guilty of that too, though. So I can't laugh too hard, but I'll laugh anyways.
Yeah, but I'm dentist for that matter. Like, I think I got a cavity.
You think you got a cavity?
It's kind of sore.
Oh,
But
dude, go to the dentist.
yeah, so.
That's
yeah.
easy, though.
Yeah. It's just funny, like, my mom always bitches, you pay all this money for dental and medical and you never use it. I'm like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, just use it. Just find a good dentist. I'll recommend a dentist to you. But, yeah, so I've been doing intermittent fasting. So I'll eat dinner on Sunday night. I'm up for my fast day, which is Mondays. I'll eat dinner Sunday night, and then I won't eat anything. I'll have water and coffee on Monday. And the dinner on Sunday night is usually around 5, 6 o'clock. And then I won't eat until Monday night around 9 o'clock. And what I do is I play hockey on Monday nights. So I'll fast the entire day and then have like this semi-intense cardio kind of workout while I play hockey. And then eat dinner after that.
What are the benefits? Like, what, you feel better, lose weight? Like,
It's
what?
Yeah. So first of all, you like, I felt less bloated. Like I just kind of, my belly kind of just shrank. And for the first time I did it, yeah, the day after, the Tuesday, yeah, I was just like peeing out my butt.
Yeah,
you know,
like,
it's just,
I've tried it, and the
and
same thing
it smelled like a zoo. You know, it smelled like a zoo where all the animals got food poisoning.
Yeah.
Like it was horrible. But that in my mind, I was like thinking, I was like, what, why would it do that? But then I'm like, whoa, well, it's all the built up bile and poisons and stuff that's in your body.
So you think it's a body flush where it's
total flush. It's a total flush. And so I did some research and I found out that, yeah, that does happen. That is normal. And when you first start fasting, you have that flush. And it's your body getting rid of all this bad stuff that's been inside your body for a long time, because it was not pretty. It was not even regular, like wet poop. It was like black.
Yeah, no, I tried the whole fasting thing for 3 weeks, and just the next day was not fun, especially at work. And I'm just like, oh,
but then how'd you feel after that? Like your body?
Yeah, you know what? I felt cleaner.
Yes.
But just the fact that my butt didn't feel too good, kind of.
Yeah, it's like you got to get over that. You got to buy some wet wipes, people. If you're gonna do fasting, buy some wet wipes, flushable wipes. But yeah, no, I felt good. Number one, it gives your body, your digestive system, a chance to kind of recover, because for most of a day, it's not doing anything. Like it digests the dinner that I eat on Sunday night overnight. And then from Monday morning on, it's just chilling, you know? So my stomach is empty. My liver's kind of just chilling. And my kidneys aren't really working too hard because, well, I mean, I drink coffee, black coffee, no sugar, and water. And just, I feel good. And then when I play hockey at night, I'm energetic, I'm focused, and light. I feel lighter. I don't have all this food inside of me that's taking up space, taking up weight. And what I've also researched on is that your digestive system when you do eat food, like your digestive system takes up so much energy in your body. Like part of the calories that you're eating go towards just digesting the food, especially if you're eating like a lot of vegetable stuff, a lot of stuff that needs a lot of digestive work. So when I fast and then play sports, I'm saving all of that energy, and it's coming out.
Oh, interesting. Sports. Well, maybe I'll go back to it. I'll try it again, and I'll come back and report.
Okay. Yeah, I always recommend fasting for people when I talk to them, especially like really overweight people. Like the best, it kind of gets to me when you have people who are really overweight, and they say they can't lose weight. I'm like, dude, you're not trying.
Yeah.
Stop eating for a couple of days. You'll start losing weight. Like, just stop eating.
But the hard food's a drug, man.
It is.
Like,
and so once you start fasting, you know, that whole hangry kind of feeling, that when your blood sugar gets all messed up and your body just kind of goes crazy wanting that Snickers bar. When you fast, you start getting away from that. Because I don't get hangry anymore.
Oh, really?
I don't. I can go for an entire day without eating. And number one, I'm not starving. Like on Monday nights after hockey, when I do get my dinner, I'm not starving. I'm just eating because I know I should replenish my body.
Yeah.
But I could sleep it off and go into Tuesday and not eat.
Really?
And I totally don't get any sugar cravings or anything. My sugar intake has gone way down, and that's just I just don't crave it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can have a cookie here and there. I can have ice cream cake. Oh, I can go to Baskin Robbins and have like one, and just be good after that, and not want it the next day. So those kind of cravings has just kind of gone away.
Oh, interesting.
I just don't have cravings
Because
for food. Period. A lot of times, yeah. Steak, maybe. Yeah, I'll crave steak every now and then.
Because I can tell you, because I'm doing keto right now. Dude, cravings all day, all the time.
But keto, so are you eating 3 meals a day? Or are you eating throughout the day? What are you doing?
Coffee for breakfast, salad, chicken breast for lunch, and then dinner, whatever random, like meat, vegetables, and that's pretty much it. But bread and rice.
Crave bread. I still eat rice. I've kind of cut out my breads because I found that they were just not doing anything positive for me at all. When I do eat bread, I kind of feel it in my joints now.
Because it's funny for me, it's not so much the bread, but the bread is a delivery or transport device for the cheese.
Killing me.
That's the one that freaking gets me. Cheese, I realize.
So grilled cheese sandwiches are your kryptonite.
And any kind of cheese. Any kind of cheese. No, real cheese though, not like slices, like an actual real cheese.
So what's your solution for that when you're going keto? Just eat cheese or
no? Just suffer.
Just suffer.
And I can tell you, today was my breaking point.
What did you have?
Somebody came back from the Big Island, and they brought back the whole big, like 12 by 12 square box full of Two Ladies mochi, and I went ape shit. Like, I said, I'll just have one. No,
You can't just say one.
no. So like 5 pieces in, they bought like the 2-pound bag of Maui onion chips. Like it was freaking game on. It was unfortunately. So yeah, my keto thing,
just kind of fell apart right there.
Yeah, it kind of did fall apart today.
I love potatoes, and I love rice, white rice.
Yeah, white rice is killer.
I just like it.
Have it. And
I find that for my digestion, it's okay. It doesn't do anything bad for me. It doesn't make my body or my joints feel bad. It's kind of good. And I don't feel like bloated after I eat a bunch of it either. If I eat some bread, oh my God, bloated.
Really?
Boom, off the bat, yeah.
But it's funny, so I was like, I think it was NPR yesterday or today that rice, 95% of all baby food has lead contaminants, arsenic, and all this other stuff in it. And they're saying it's the rice products in a lot of those things transport the arsenic and a lot of the lead because of how it's grown in a wet environment, and it just sucks up all the water.
But we get most of our rice from like California.
No, it doesn't matter. Even the organic brands, 95% of them failed. They all contain some form of lead and arsenic. But then again, our foods in general, like what isn't bad for you nowadays?
That's true. First world problems, right?
Yeah, right.
Like being a vegetarian, first world issue, right?
Yeah.
Being a vegan, first world issue. Like you go to these other countries, and being a vegan or a vegetarian is not a choice. Like that's all they have. They don't have meat, or they have meat, every now and then. So, I feel very fortunate that we live in a country where, meat is so plentiful that there are people who just shy away from it completely. It's like, no, I don't even want meat anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, can you imagine doing that in India or something? It's like, it's crazy.
I don't know. I every once in a while, like I want a good steak. I think it's hardwired into my brain.
I love steak. So I've been as for on the topic of steaks. I don't have a grill at home, so I've been broiling my steaks for the past couple of years. I don't know if you've ever done that, but
like cast iron pan.
No, not even that. Like
George Foreman.
Stop. No, you turn the oven on broil. instead of bake, and put that on high. You take a cookie sheet, line it with aluminum foil, oil that, spread that oil around, just a little bit, just to line it. Throw the steaks on top of that.
And just broil it.
Stuff it inside the oven, right close to the top rack. So it's about maybe 3 inches from the top. 4 minutes. Pull it out, flip it, put it back in, 4 minutes.
Do you get that crust?
So I put butter on my steaks. So I get that kind of caramelization from the butter, but you're not getting a sear.
Yeah.
That's the
kind
huge
of char.
difference.
Yeah.
Right. You're not getting that. So it's a different taste. You don't get that kind of thing. But with the butter and everything, you're still getting the seal and all the juices and everything inside of that steak.
Okay, I mean, I'll try it. Sounds interesting. Because I figured you would actually just want to brown each side first and then put it in there.
No. So you can do that if you're doing it on your stove top. I've seen guys do that, where they have a pan and they're browning it inside the pan, flipping it over, browning the other sides, and then putting it in the oven. But I just straight put it into the oven with butter, with just a little bit of butter on top each steak.
And it comes out good?
And just let it melt. Oh, dude, it's good.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
It's not better than...
It's just different.
It's just different, but it's more convenient. If you're at home, maybe you live in an apartment or something like that, you don't have a grill, totally convenient way to cook a steak. And it doesn't take all day. You don't have to light up a grill and wait for it to come up to temperature. You just turn on your oven, put it on broil, give it about 10, 12 minutes to heat up, throw your steaks in.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
pull them out, let them sit there for about 5 minutes, and then cut them up and down the hatch.
Yeah, that sounds good. Because right now I'm just doing the Instant Pot thing. Instant
Pot's good too.
Dude, that thing is magic, man. It's a time saver.
What's your recipe that you go to? What's your go-to on that?
No, I'm still experimenting.
Oh, so you just got it? No.
I mean, I've had it for about a year, but
I don't
really have a go-to. Like, I'll just do whatever. Pork butt. So I'll do like.
Can you say that on YouTube?
Yeah,
pork butt.
Exactly. Butt. No, there's like my own like full Kahlua.
Yeah, you throw the whole thing in the Instapot.
Yep, and just press a button, walk away, and then I add a little bit of liquid smoke, and it's done.
Yeah, you take it out and it just starts falling apart. Yeah. I love how the Instapot you can throw like frozen chicken breast. You can just take it out of the freezer, frozen, cut open the bag, throw the chicken breast inside, throw like the seasoning and stuff inside. Close the top, push a button, walk away. Yeah. It doesn't take all day. Give it like a couple hours and you're done.
Yeah. Even like shoyu chicken, easy.
Yes.
30 minutes and you're good.
Shoyu chicken's good. What else do we make? We make this baked spaghetti. So it's like ground beef, pepperonis, and spaghetti noodles and
stuff like that. Like the dry noodles, you just toss everything in.
Yeah.
Really?
Right? Do we do that? I think we have to cook the noodles first. But there's a lot of cheese. Yeah, it's so good though. It comes out really good. It just doesn't take all day. We used to have a crock pot, and you could cook the same thing in a crock pot that you cook in an Instapot, except the crock pot takes like
6 hours.
10 hours.
Yeah.
It's like, who has that kind of time? I find with in like modern day society, like people just have less time to do stuff. Like cook food, cook dinner.
Yeah. It's easier just to go out.
It's totally easier to go out. And sometimes it's not that expensive either, depending on where you go. But yeah, it's gotten to the point where, most households here are dual income, right?
Gotta be.
The husband and the wife, they both work. They both have jobs. So they're both coming home late. The children are coming home, whatever time doing their after school activities and stuff. And, for me personally, by the time the whole family's home, it's around 5:30.
Yeah.
It's that's kind of late, I think, to start dinner. So sometimes we go out. We've been pretty good with making dinner.
Yeah.
As soon as one of us gets home, or cooking like in the beginning of the week, cooking a bunch of meals and then
portioning it out and
so basically just have leftovers for the whole week. Yeah. So that happens a lot too. All right, Kev. Thank you so much for coming out, brother.
Yeah.
It's been great.
My pleasure.
If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button below. Subscribe to our channel. See all our new podcasts, Hawaii-based, coming out to you. And remember, stay happy, Hawaii.
Peace.
Mm.